All right, guys, so today's video, I want to talk about a couple very important cues for the snatch. This paired with my other video that I previously posted on the start position in the snatch, that is the bulk of what I use to coach. These two pieces right here, they will help you tremendously. If you follow along with this as well as the other one, I promise you, you will increase the number on your snatch. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So the first thing that you want to focus on is fixing your overhead squat and just really examining it. What you can see here, I'm going to pause it. I'm sitting completely vertically. So I have the plate stacked here. For me, a red, and a blue plate, 25, 25, and a 20. That's gonna most likely be my end range. That's about as low as I get in the snatch. For some people, it might be lower. Some people, it might be higher. But anyways, I am sitting in this very vertical position. And when I press play here, you'll see that I can't stand out of that position. So naturally in the snatch, what you're gonna see is with lighter weights, you're gonna see a little bit more torso angle. And then as the weight gets heavier, you're gonna get pushed into this very, very deep squat. And you'll see, elite lifters, guys like Lu Xiaojun, they're gonna be very vertical, but these ideas remain true, right? So what you wanna do is work on these things with lighter weight and with no weight in general, so that you can find yourself landing in the right positions when the weight gets heavy. So what I end up doing here is slightly leaning forward, right? And now what you can see is I can apply pressure into the floor and stand. Slight lean forward and stand. So this position is going to be pretty much the bottom position of my snatch. Okay, so once we've developed that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the barbell and we're gonna put it behind our heads. Now, what I'm teaching is almost the antithesis of what something like, CrossFit or a lot of people try to teach the overhead squat. What they do is they teach it from the top down. So they have you stand straight up, just like this position, straight up and down, and have the barbell or the PVC pipe directly over your ears. So your biceps are right over your ears, elbows up, so your elbow pits up, armpits forward. And that position, which we'll see later, is very, very hard to maintain. And it's actually not beneficial to when you want to catch heavier weight. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna press into that position. So you can see here, my armpits are facing forward, my elbow pits, I don't know if I like that term, are pointing up. So elbows down. My biceps are in line with my ears. So this is the position typically that they're gonna teach you from a standing position. And what we've learned is that this is not possible because we need that angle in the torso. If we have this position and the angle in the torso, that's when we start missing weight. So what we want to do is this slight move right here. You're going to pull your chin down just like that. And then you're going to increase that angle. That's it, okay? So you'll see it one more time. I'll pull back. Bring the barbell back down, press directly over, pull everything down. Now I can apply force and stand up. The next level to this is now trying to do this on the way back down. So what we'll do is we'll be in this standing position, right? So this position right here is what a lot of people teach you to be in, right? Now to squat from this, you do need a ton of mobility, and it's probably worth having that mobility in the hips. I can do it, as you can see here. But this position is where you will miss. This position right here. You could see how hard that is for me to do. All I'm gonna do is bring that barbell back down, press it back into that faux overhead position, like this. Then I'm gonna pull my head and neck down, just like that. And what we don't want to do is let the barbell go back on us. Okay? Head and neck down, chin down. Much more solid positioning here. Now we can go back into that previous drill. Press directly over our head, chin down, and stand. The final iteration of this is with no support. So what we're gonna do is, you guessed it, press into that faux position, pull everything down, and now look at how locked in I am. Boom. I can just go like this all day. I have, at the bottom here, the barbell is directly over the center of my foot. I have equal pressure in my toes and my heels. My hip crease is below my knee crease. Elbows are locked. That is crucial. Elbows are locked, and there's a lot of tightness in my upper back. That is, all of those muscles are supporting the barbell right now. This is a very, very good position to be in. So that takes us to the next part, right? We know now what we need to do. And what we're typically going to see with people who have said mobility in the hips and knees and ankles, and they have that overhead squat position, what we're going to see is the elbows are going to drop early, and we're going to try to lock our arms as early and as hard as possible. And even though the bar path will be straight, you're going to see the elbows drop early and this bad overhead position we were in before. This is where I see so many issues, it's crazy. And what we're gonna typically see from this position is a lot of saving, right? And I'm gonna do another rep here, and you'll see, because this will take us into the next portion of the video, you'll see when I slip back, I always push the bar forward. This is flawed. It's going to take us into the next part here. A lot of times people in this overhead position, if we rewind, in this overhead position, now look, my elbows are locked. My hip crease is below the knee. The only issue here is that my chin is not down. And so what we see here is there a lot of the pressure and just overall, this weight is bearing down on our shoulder capsules. We're not supporting it with our upper back. And what we'll see here is, to a certain extent, your hips can only do so much. And once the weight starts pushing back on you, as it will, when you're in this position, you will bail forward. A lot of people who do this have never allowed the barbell to pass behind them, ever. And that's what's going to bring us into the next portion. The difference between this and the previous rep, obviously the head position and the catch, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause here. Now I want you to look at my elbows and my wrists, and I want to compare the exact same position with the previous rep and look at my elbows and my wrists. What we need to learn to do is treat our arms like a whip. The shoulders are going to flex, then the elbows, then the wrists. What we don't want to do is mess that order up and drop the elbows early. So we get that flick, okay? Now we understand it takes time after contact to develop that whip of the arms. Now what I want you to do, and I know this sounds crazy, I want you to practice letting the bar fall behind you. Yes, I want you to practice missing. The reason I want you to do this is because you will have much more confidence in the bottom position. More confidence in the bottom position, the better. If you allow this barbell to go back behind you, what you're saying to me is that you are trying your hardest to pull your chin and head down. Now again, this position is extreme, right? When heavier weights occur, my head won't be this far through. I will be smashed into a low position, and I will be probably a little bit more vertical. But what I'm gonna do is miss the bar behind. And we're gonna do that one more time. Go down, watch my elbows, locked. Elbows locked, elbows locked. And I'm gonna push the bar behind, okay? Practice those two things, and you will increase the weight of your snatch. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.